Love that he's getting armor 2 before weapon suit. It's so important to get those armor upgrades, especially when you're going to be potentially dealing with Marines and Vikings. They're so good against Vikings as well, and I think that's what dSeleCT was trying to do when he was dropping that double star port. And even neural parasiting a few of the Thors here.
Oh man, Meatless now flying in. No fungal growth though, and like you said, those Meatless are not actually that strong. And whoa, IGNN here losing a significant portion of his army. But this is like the nightmare looming across in the horizon. Those Broodlords do so much damage. dSeleCT does have 6 Vikings, so these Vikings are going to come in handy when dealing with the Broodlords, but with Corruptors coming in and Neural Parasite on the Thors, dSeleCT stays maybe numbered, and that has got to be the finishing blow. Broodlords, Slings, and Banelings combined. The might of the Swarm compels you, and I think dSeleCT here is going to lose this game. I mean, wow, Planetary actually may be able to hold on for a little bit here. Wow, this is getting really intense, but I think EGIdrA, if he could use these Broodlords, if he just mobilized them over this Planetary, that would almost certainly destroy it.
Yeah, and these Broodlords are going to clean up. They are definitely the icing on the cake here. Going to be able to kill off all these SCVs.
GG.
And dSeleCT calls GG. Well played by both players. Is going to have a real tough time expanding here given the position of his buildings, but he does have 2 Hellions in the main right now, going to start running.
Oh no!
EGIdrA trying to pull all of his drones at the same time and block those Hellions, but I don't think that was the best idea right there.
Not. Yeah.
Ended up taking so much more damage than necessary.
Wow, that actually kind of packs your drones into one nice spot for your Hellions just to completely explosively destroy all those drones in one volley. EGIdrA took some more damage than he needed to. You're absolutely right there, Painuser. Coming in with a ton of Hellions right into the main of EGIdrA, roasts up those Zerglings on the ramp. dSeleCT scrambling to get the Queen at the ramp, but unfortunately without creep, the Queen is super slow. And now dSeleCT runs in with 4 Hellions, and he may do some serious damage. EGIdrA actually bulking all his drones up here, making them almost a free shot for dSeleCT, and dSeleCT may kill a ton of drones, gets about 4, make it 6. He is seriously doing some damage. It's actually 7 drone kills.
And it looks like he's gonna go for it here, and he picks off one of the tanks immediately, killing all the Marines with Banelings, and all that dSeleCT has left is these tanks and a couple Marines. And I think the Mutas are gonna be able to clean this up.
Really nicely played right there by EGIdrA, kind of positioning his army so he could get a great surround on the entire Terran ball while the creep was still there on the ground, and he was able to pick off almost everything. Now he's got about 7 Meatless here trying to pick off this one Marine, finally kills it off. 3 more Marines are coming in the back, and I think that will be able to keep the Terran army alive here. So both players doing really well there.
Pretty even trade. Pretty even trade.
Yeah, absolutely. Very even trade. EGIdrA now building up a really nice bulk of Zerglings, and he will be able to push dSeleCT away. Oh, dSeleCT sieging up here, and he will... this is looking kind of bad for dSeleCT. Does he have enough Marines to take out these Mutas with those 4 dropships in the air? I think just barely enough, and EGIdrA once again forced to tuck tail and run away, and he GG's!
Whoa! Whoa! Try and pick off some of those Broodlords, 2 of them going down immediately, and here we go.
Oh man, the Banelings coming in, Infestors mind controlling the Thors at the front, and everything getting decimated for dSeleCT. Wow, EGIdrA could not have come ahead in that battle better than that, and even has a trophy Thor at the end of the day, which he decides to kill off.
In this map, you just need to be dropping all over the place throughout the game, but dSeleCT being really aggressive with his Marines right here.
Nice.
Gonna pick off 2 more Broodlords and some of these Infestors, so that worked out real nice for dSeleCT. Super aggro move, though. I mean, I don't think EGIdrA was paying attention, to be honest.
That was a taunt right there. He just went in there and took off a ton of Infestors and those Broodlords, and the dropship here may have been what distracted EGIdrA, in fact, as it's now in the back of the mineral line. And believe it or not, if we look at the army tab, dSeleCT is right on the tail of EGIdrA, but EGIdRA's got a huge bank of minerals, man. Honestly, right now, dSeleCT is certainly in a lot of trouble. Hey, the Meatless once again coming into this planetary with only 2 turrets to defend. That means this is going to get ransacked almost immediately. Another dropship party getting loaded down, and the Zerglings intercepting. and it looks like the Zergling's actually picking off all the Marines, and now more Marines coming in. It looks like Select saves his planetary fortress. That was really, really big, because this is really one of the key points that Select needs to hold on to if he wants to win this game.
Has vision of the entire map pretty much. Sunkens at all of his expansions, or spine crawlers, sorry, at all of his expansions. So he's going to be able to hold those from any kind of drops, and all of his tanks just getting bombarded by Broodlords right now. And
wow.
GG called. We have a 4 racks semi-pseudo
but
all
the
in.
thing is, those 2 racks will not be functional for
Not
a
at
good
all.
amount of time. Now, the formation for Select is going to be key here. Like you said, Painuser, the SCVs are the linebackers, the Marines are, I guess you could say, the quarterbacks. They need to protect the quarterback from those drones and Zerglings, which are coming in to sack the quarterback. And I think a low 1 SCV, 3 SCVs remain. The Queen here.
Wow, this is terrible for IGDrA.
Whoa!
And no GG. Building a ton of infrastructure, getting turrets up, bunkers, and he is really fortifying that 3rd position, and it looks like IGDRA's going to come in right at the wrong time.
Oh man, taking a pretty nasty volley from that Thor, and more Thors in the back as well. IGDRA almost looking like he wanted to break through this expansion.
Wow, Select is really just going gung-ho with this push.
Wow, this is actually really, really bad, I think, for IGDRA. If he cannot defend this, there's a ton of Thors, and SCVs coming off the line to repair the Thors, but the SCVs getting demolished by Bailey. Still some SCVs alive. His SCV count really lower than the Zerg, so he actually has to kill off a hatchery or 2 in order to make this cost effective.
One thing huge that just went down is Select lost all of his tanks unsieged. I think this would be a really different story if Select had those 5-6 tanks still alive right now, but as is, he only has these Thors and some Blue Flame Hellions. But it is still a menacing army, and he is barreling down IGDRA's front door right now. Gonna get that Greater Spire as well before any Broodlords can get out on the field. And IGDRA going for the surround here.
Oh,
I don't know.
But he has Broodlords towards the south.
Oh, they're already out.
Yeah, they're actually gonna be able to be the equalizing factor, if not the determining factor, which will allow IGDRA to win the battle.
Absolutely. IGDRA sneaking those Broodlords south of his 3rd expansion.
Man.
I did not even see that coming, and that right there completely turned the tides of the battle. Select has kind of switched to this late game Thor Hellion style, and when there's Broodlords out on the field, Thors are not the unit you want to be pumping. He needs Vikings. ASAPly. And I don't think he has the infrastructure to support pumping mass Vikings right now.
ASAPly, eh?
Yep, ASAPly.
That means ASAP right away on the dot, and we need those Vikings because, man, without any anti-air support, Painuser, it's looking pretty grim. Hellions now getting caught by fungal growth. They just get vomited on, and that's not a pleasant day for those Hellions. More Hellions coming into this side expansion. We'll pick off a couple of drones, but IGDRA already on the point with these spine crawlers. Now pushing forward to what seems to be the final push here. IGDRA really doesn't have much of an army. He just has some Broodlords, but that's all you need. Along with these infestors that have recyclable energy, this is a very big army. It may not look big for Zerg, but it is big, and I don't honestly see, like you said, without Viking support, I don't see how Select can hold this off. Those Broodlords getting a little bit up to the front, and those Thors may be able to pick off 1 or 2 Broodlords. But unfortunately, Thors just don't do that bonus damage to Broodlords because they are armored.
Yeah, and the siege tanks staying sieged for a little bit too long right there, actually shelling the Thors, dealing a ton of friendly fire. And right now, these Blue Flame Hellions are going to be able to help clean up the Broodlings, but there really isn't anything to kill the Broodlords.
Well, here we go. Some Vikings coming into the mix, finally getting those double starports down. But this is what I just been waiting for. He's already got Corruptors in the back, and he hasn't even used his fungal energies, just waiting for Vikings. So it almost seems like even if IGDRA gets, or even if Select gets anti-air, doesn't really matter. Now a cross connection of mind control just going down all over the Terran's army, and that has got to be all she wrote.
Neural parasites crossing the streams.
The neural network.
You can't cross the streams, man. You never cross the streams. And it looks like IGDRA is gonna be able to take this series. I don't see Select recovering in any way, shape, or form, and it looks like we are gonna have IGDRA moving on to finals.
I will have to most likely agree with you there. I mean,
unless
I don't want to put my money down until the game has ended.
Unless Slayer's Boxer
takes control of this game. Right now, he just kicks Select off his computer and sits down and goes at it.
Actually, strangely enough, Select is probably even more apt to hold things down in StarCraft 2. He is an amazing player, but these neural parasites just keep going down on the Thors, and it's like Select's own
I thought we were
troops.
friends, man.
There's mass mutiny going on in Select's army right now.